Hello everyone, today we are going to be learning how to do Hold Prompt Entanglement with multiple items. So this means for recipes like where you have to use 3 Endura carrots and a frozen hearty salmon, now you can. Yesterday, a user by the name of SCFDGK2 asked this question. When I try to hold multiple items, like the Endura carrots as well, I can't go into the materials. Is there any way around this? The answer to that is yes, and that's what we'll be learning today. To start, you want to boot up your existing progressed save. Although mine doesn't have too much, it's still progressed enough to be able to do this glitch. Now that we're in, we need to set up our requirements. There are a few extra things you need for this rather than just normal hold prompt entanglement. First, you'll want at least 5 weapons. I like to use, actually no, you'll want 5 weapons. You need 5 weapons, enough to cover the entire top row of weapons. Bows don't really matter, shields don't matter, although it is nice to have 4. You'll want enough materials to set up 1 offset slot. I have a bunch on the top row just in case anyway. Then you'll want 2 tabs of food you're not going to use. And the food you want to hold on the top row. Currently, I'm not sure of a way to do this on a lower row, but we're going to go with it for now. Then the key items, I want to say you want as little as possible. The next step is to start a new game. So return to title screen and make sure that you had your progress save saved with all those things. Next, I'm going to start a new game. Wait for Zelda to finish her long cutscene. When doing IST, you'll probably see a lot of this cutscene, so might want to get used to it.
Open your eyes.
Wait till you can skip this cutscene,
Open your eyes.
then do that. Now that we're here, we're going to have to wait 45 seconds before doing anything else. Do not pick up the Sheikah slate. I've been recording for about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so I'm going to wait until 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Actually, I should probably say I'm going to wait till 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It's best to overshoot 45 seconds just a little bit in case you don't wait long enough on accident. Here, it's okay to move the camera, look around, do what you want. Just try not to move so you won't accidentally cause an autosave. Wait till the 45 seconds is up. It is now 4 minutes and 20 seconds, so I'm going to walk over to the pedestal and pick up the Sheikah slate.
That is a Sheikah slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
After you pick up the Sheikah Slate, walk into this next room and pick up a piece of armor. I'm going to use the old shirt. Wait for the game to finish its autosave. Then pause and check your inventory. You should have an old shirt and the Sheikah Slate. That's it. Go to System, hit Load, and then load the autosave with all your progressed stuff. Here, mine was pretty close to being deleted, so you might want to keep that in mind. I'm using my manual save for something else though. Hopefully I'll make a video on it later. Now that we're in here, we need to break one offset slot. So jump down and go to the vendor. Because I don't have multi-shot bows or shock arrows, I'll be creating arrowless offset slots. I've made plenty of tutorials in the past, so you can go watch one of my other videos if you need to learn how. The main video that teaches you exactly how to do it is actually a YouTube short, so in order to see that, you'll have to scroll down to the bottom of my page. After you're done generating one slot, you can pick up your items again if you want. They don't really matter right now. Make sure your inventory is good. Then go to System, hit Load, and load autosave number 2. The last key item in your progressed file should have transferred over into this one. When you pause, you should see that you have your armor and 2 key items, whatever transferred, and the Sheikah Slate. Next, load that file again to shift the additional key items out of the offset slots. I don't know if I explained that right, but we're going to go with it because I don't really feel like refilming. When you pause, you should see that your armor tab is empty. Your key items tab only has the Sheikah Slate because the other one was shifted outside the offset slots and we never saved. And then finally, you should have the old shirt to the right of the Sheikah Slate, which can get confusing sometimes. Next, hit Load, and load autosave number 1. This is where the voodoo happens. I call it voodoo because, well, if you haven't seen my first Hold Prompt Entanglement tutorial, you'll see why I call it voodoo. Walk on over and pick up the Sheikah Slate.
That is a Sheikah Slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
Wait for this cutscene to end. I like to wait until the door opens fully, just to be safe. Then, pause your game. Hit L to scroll from System to Inventory, then hit D-pad left. If the crosshair or the cursor goes down to the bottom left of the screen, well, it depends. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. If it goes up to the key item star, then you're golden. Once you hit left D-pad, unpause and pause. Tilt the right stick to the right, unpause, pause, tilt the right stick to the right, hit System, hit Load, and if you see your cursor, then you did something wrong. Simply retry the same process. Go over Save, go to Inventory, hover over the Sheikah Slate, hit left D-pad. This time, I can't even see my cursor, I don't know where it is. Unpause, pause, right on the D-pad, unpause, pause, right on the D-pad. This time I can see my cursor. And I can still see it on save. So you just got to keep this in mind. I'm going to walk just for a second and see if that helps. This time my cursor's over the key item star. This is perfect. Unpause, pause. And if that happens, then you just need to repeat that first step. Left D-pad. Unpause, pause. Flick the right stick. Unpause, pause. Flick the right stick. Go to system and hit load. Once your cursor disappears, then you're golden. Doesn't matter how, doesn't matter which way, as long as the cursor in the save menu disappears. I knew the same user who asked me the question had trouble with this. Doesn't matter what happens, even if the cursor doesn't go over the key item star, then if the cursor disappears in the save menu, doesn't matter anyway. If the cursor does appear, simply exit and try again. Next, hit right on the D-pad to make it appear. Scroll down to your main save. Click it, hit right on the D-pad to make it appear again, then click load. Wait for the game to load. It might take a while, so just keep that in mind. And here we are. What we just created was called Invalid Star. In order to check if you actually have it, pause the game, go to System, and then go back to Inventory. You should briefly see your cursor over the star of key items. If you see your cursor over that star for a brief second, then it worked. Now, we can actually start holding things. The first step with all of these things is to generate an invalid slot. I'm going to quickly do it just to show you what I mean. An invalid slot is when your cursor is over something that isn't on your current page. Now we need to actually set up the item we want to hold. We'll start with doing it in the first slot. Hover over your item, go one page to the left, which means you should be in the second food page. Go to the last fairy tonic or whatever food you have in the second row, fifth column. Then hit at a moderate speed, right stick left, D-pad up, right stick right, D-pad left. What should happen is you should create an invalid slot. Next, hit left on the right stick twice, and it should bring you to the Materials tab, and your cursor should be hovering over Link's arm. Hit left on the D-pad, then on the D-pad hit at a moderate speed, right, left, left, right. The second right input should transfer it over one slot to the first fairy tonic. Hold up, I did that wrong. I meant to do it on the not on the second page next to it. You want to be on the first page of food. Recreate the invalid slot. So left on the right stick, D-pad up, right stick right, D-pad left. Then go 2 pages, hit left, then do right, left, left, right on the D-pad. You should now be hovering over your fairies, or whatever your first material was. Hit left on the right stick once, not twice, once. Hit L, then hit R, and your cursor should be hovering over the first item in your swords menu. You can see down there it says Soldier's Broadsword. Flick right on the stick until you get to your food item. Click it, then click drop. They'll disappear from the menu, but Link will only be holding 1, even though we had 3. It's super simple to get them back. Just tilt the left stick twice, and then move back. And there they are. Then repeat this process for however many items you have. That's 2. See what happens when you scroll to the swords menu? You delete the invalid slot, so you gotta restart that. It's okay if you don't get any of them first try. It does take a little bit of practice to get the speed right. Now you can see we're holding 3 of our items. If you pause, you'll still be in this weird state where the items are floating in front of Link, which means you can still move over to the Materials tab, Shields, whatever. But, I know you're asking, what if the items aren't in the first slot? Well, first you need to put these away, just in case. I'm going to do it once for each slot, so I should be holding one of each item. First, I'm going to do it for the first item slot first again. Generate the invalid slot on the first food page, 2 pages to the left, left, right, left, left, right. Go to bows, L, R, then scroll over to food, drop. Link will now be holding one item. Next, we're going to do the second food item. This one does require a bit of a different setup. This time, we need to go to the second food page, not the first. And this time I'm sure of it. Go back down to the second row, 5th column, and generate the invalid slot. Right stick left, D-pad up, right stick right, D-pad left. Then, you want to press D-pad right, and at a moderate tone, do right stick right, D-pad right, right stick left, D-pad right. You should now be hovering over whatever your second food was. Tilt the stick until you get back to the bows page, hit L, hit R, and now you're hovering over your second sword, or in this case it's a torch. Scroll back to your food page, click the item, then click drop. Now you're holding a second item. To do the third item, it's pretty much the same process as the second, except one minor input change. Create the invalid slot, then hit D-pad right twice. Then, do the same movement I told you to do before, right stick right, D-pad right, right stick left, D-pad right. You should now be hovering over your third spot, or basically right next to Link. In between Link and the temperature gauge. Tilt the stick until you get to the bows page, L, wait a second, R, and then scroll back to your food, and drop. The fourth one is going to be pretty much the same as the other two. Second page, invalid slot, then you want to hit D-pad right 3 times to get to the middle column. Then the same movement, right stick right, D-pad right, right stick left, D-pad right. Now you should be hovering over whatever food you were holding in the first place. Go back to the bows page, L, R, then go back to your food. Click it, and hit drop. Finally, the 5th slot. This one's a bit tricky. First, go to your Key Items tab. If you have 2 Key Items tabs, go to the first one. Then generate the invalid slot again. So go to the 5th row, 2nd column. Wait, no, there's 4 rows. 5th column, 2nd row. Then the invalid slot input again, which is just right stick left, D-pad up, right stick right, D-pad left. You should be hovering over whatever food. This next part is super easy. Go to the bows page, L, R, then scroll back to your food, click it, and hit drop. Now I'm holding all 5 of my items. It doesn't say we're holding any, but the game says we are. So I can't actually hold any apples or materials, nothing. Theoretically, we could, however, hold more than one. We could hold more than 5. The game just doesn't register them, though. So if I hit B, you can see I'm holding 5 items. But what happens if we try to hold more baked apples? So let's do the same setup I said earlier. Let's find out. The game does drop them, but Link is still only holding 5 items. Let's do it again. And the game does register I dropped them. Putting all my items back, you can see there, I'm going to zoom in using the home button. You can see there that Link is holding 5 items. Putting our items back, will cause whatever was here in the first place to disappear. The easiest way to fix this is to just hold that item again. Put it away. Actually, the easiest way to do it is to eat them. Oh. Well, I don't know what happened there. Try not to hold items more than 5. I used to remember how to fix them, but I don't. If you eat whatever you need to use, it's really simple to get it back. Just reload your old save. Reloading your old save will still work with the invalid star. Just make sure you test it once you get in. So let's pause the game, go to System, and then reload the Inventory tab. And you should see a cursor over the key item star. Just like last time, the same rules apply, except a bit more strict this time. See, there's our food back. Holding any item without a 3D model in-game will cause the game to actually crash. So I'm just going to go ahead and test this for you guys, just so you can see what I mean. I'm going to be holding a fairy tonic. How am I doing this? I think it was like this. Shields, L, R. Okay, I'm over the bow. Hover over our item, and if we click drop, you'll see that the game crashes. And I think that's going to be it for this tutorial. If you don't know how to do regular hold prompt entanglement, go check out my other video. It's in my channel. And I hope you guys enjoy. I also left a spreadsheet to the recipes in the other video. Go check it out. With that all, I'll see you next time. And don't forget to thank SCFDGK2 for the video idea. See you guys.